In this video, I'm going to show you how to park any car forwards into a typical car park parking space by following 3 simple rules. Rule number 1, don't focus too much on the lines of the parking space, because look how much smaller the parking space looks in comparison to the width of the car. If you try to get this whole car in that small space, you're going to struggle for judgment. So what you do instead is focus on the center of the space, and as you move forwards, try to feel like you're keeping your left knee in the middle of the space. And that way, the middle of the car will be in the middle of the space. The trouble is, once you're about a car length away from the space, it starts to go out of view. So the closer you get to the space, the less you can see. But what you can do is imagine the middle of the space further ahead. And on this occasion, it appears just left of that fence post. So if I aim my left knee just left of the fence post, I know the middle of my car is in the middle of my space. I know I'm far enough forwards when I see the front of the space appear under the wing mirror, but that can vary from car to car. So if you look out the side window, that's another way to judge if you've gone far enough forwards. And also, if you lower your mirror, if you can see the line behind you, behind the car, that's another way to tell if you're in. The same thing applies if there is a fence or wall after your space. Just look at where the middle of your space meets the fence or the wall. On this occasion, it's the skinny post just left of the thick post. So I'm going to aim my left knee towards that skinny post, which is just left of the thick post. Now, usually the parking spaces aren't directly in front of you. They're much more awkward than that and off to the side. But when you're starting out, it's a good idea to do some spaces that are in front of you, because that helps build your skill of judging the middle of your space, but also it helps build your judgment so you know when you've gone far enough forwards that you need to stop. Rule number 2, start as far as possible from your parking space. So I'm going to go into that space there. And if I get close to the space before I steer in, the car won't have the turning capability to make it in. So I'm going to steer into this space now, and I'm across 2 spaces, and my car is never going to make the turn without hitting cars on either side of the space or managing to make the turn before the end of the space. I'm going to try and park in the same space, that one over there. However, this time I'm going to try and get as far away as I possibly can from that space without hitting any cars that would be here. And that will give my car time to make the turn. I'm going to make the turn around about here. I'm going to check to make sure no one's coming past. And then I'm going to aim my left knee into the middle of the space, which happens to be that tree. So I'm going to aim my left knee towards that tree. That will help me judge when to straighten. And I know when I'm far enough in, because I'll see the space under the wing mirror. And if you want to, you can pull the handbrake up and put it into neutral or park, and open the door to see how you've done. Rule number 3, steer too late. So I usually recommend you steer when you're sitting in the middle of the space before the one you want. So I want this one after this Citroen. So I'm sitting in the middle of the space. My shoulder is in line with the middle of that space. However, this is a rough guide. It kind of gets you close, but it does vary from car to car. So to make it easier and to keep it simple, go a little bit too far, like this. Now if I steer fully, I know this is too late. I'll check to make sure no one's coming. I will end up going a bit too far towards the car that would be parked in this space. But that's not a problem, because all I need to do is stop, steer all the way the other way, select reverse, make sure no one's coming, and then I can come back, and as I come back, the front of my car is going to line up with the space I want, which is really helpful when it comes to getting into awkward spaces. Straighten your wheel, select first gear, and aim your knee into the middle of the space. I know where the middle of my space is on that fence, so I'm aiming my left knee there. And when I'm done, I can turn the reverse sensors off because they're annoying. I can tell I'm done because under the wing mirror, the front of the space appears. I can secure the car, and if you want, open the door to see how you've done. So this time I'm going to park in between the blue car and the silver car, but I'm going to steer too early. The car I was using before has driven off. So this is too early. I'm going to steer to the right, make sure no one's coming. And you can probably see the problem already. I'm going towards the blue car, so now I have to straighten. And then I just end up at this awkward angle where I can't really do anything. Now, if I was to reverse back that way, I'm just going to go back where I come from. If I try to correct it by selecting reverse and steering the other way like I did last time, my correction is not going to work. It's just going to put the front of my car even closer to this blue car. And that's why if you steer too late, you can correct it, and it's the secret to getting into really awkward spaces. But if you steer too early, you're most likely just going to have to start again. When reversing out of a space, you've got to be very careful not to hit one of the cars either side of you. This is how I do that. So I'm going to select reverse, and I am going to make sure it's safe by looking around, see if anyone is driving behind or walking behind me. And as I come back, I'm going to gradually add some steering in the direction I want to go. On this occasion, I'm steering that way, so it means the front of my car is getting close to this silver car. And if I feel like I'm getting too close, I'll take some steering off. If I feel like I can get a bit closer, I'll add some steering. You need to add some steering, otherwise if you come back in a straight line, you won't have time to make the turn in some places. You have to gradually add angle as you reverse out. Every so often look round just to make sure it's safe. Have another look. It's a red car coming in. No one on my right, so I'm just going to keep my eye on this bike and this red car. Appears they're going the other way. There's a cherry red car, they're going the other way as well. Looks like the M25 now. White car coming as well. There goes the bike. Wait for this white car. Pedestrians going the other way. Okay, have another look on the other side. Okay, I think I need to wait for this white car, so I might just fast forward this. Another car's coming in, and another car. What's going on? Finally, an opportunity. So I'll continue coming back. Don't risk it. If you feel like you're going to hit the car, you feel like you're getting too close, just straighten the wheel and you won't get any closer. On this occasion, I feel like I can add a little bit more turn. Have another look, judging by how busy it is. Looks okay. And then when you feel your A-pillar is in front of their nose, like mine is now, this is your A-pillar, then normally you can just add full steering, have another check, and come all the way out. And adding that bit of angle has enabled me to get enough turn so that I'll be able to make it without having to do it in two. That's enough. First gear, turn the wheel in the direction I want to go. Just make sure no one's passed me on the left here. Then I can leave the car park. Whenever you're parking or reversing, make sure you can see what's around you by doing all around observations regular enough that you will notice someone before they get to you. I haven't gone into too much detail about observations in this video just because I want to keep it short, and this video was more about accuracy. I'll leave a link in the top right hand corner of your screen to a forward bay parking video I did a couple of years ago. It's a bit different to this one. If you want to check it out, why not do so, and let me know in the comments which one you think is better. With experience, you get better at judging when to steer, but that takes time. Experience and skill takes time. So if you steer too late, and don't worry about maybe having to do a reverse to correct things, that can enable you to park forwards into really quite challenging spaces without that much skill at all. It's also important, in my opinion, to know how to correct your maneuver, not only how to line a line up with a part on your door, steer all the way and hope it goes in. So if you follow these 3 simple rules, use your left leg to guide the middle of the car into the middle of the space. If your steering wheel is on the other side of the car, it will be your right leg because the right leg will be nearer the center of the car. It's whatever leg is nearer the center of the car. Start as far away as you possibly can from the parking space you intend to enter, so you have more time to make the turn. And always err on the side of caution by steering a bit too late, because that way you can correct it. If you steer too early, well, you've got to start again. I hope this video helps. If you think it does, please give it a thumbs up. Check out Collingwood and Confused in the description if you would like some insurance. If you want to insure yourself on somebody else's car, check Collingwood out. Up to 35% off via the link at the moment, and a £20 Amazon gift card. And if you're insuring your own car, check out confused.com. You can fill out one quote form, get loads of quotes back from many insurers, and you can change the car on that quote as many times as you like to see how much it costs to insure different cars. Using those links does support this channel, so thank you very much, but it doesn't cost you anything. Feel free and welcome to check out Facebook and Instagram if you would like. They're both Conquer Driving, and subscribe to get my future videos. And until the next one, cheerio.